In this video, I'm going to show you how to use trigonometry to find side lengths when you are given one of the angles and one of the sides. However, you're missing and looking to find what the length of your other side is. So the first thing we have to do is, compared to the angle that's given, we have to decide what our unknown side is and what our known side is. Compared to 27, our x would be our opposite, and our 10 is going to be our adjacent. The next thing we have to think about is which trig function is going to use opposite and adjacent, and we know that's tangent. So we say tangent, the angle 27 goes next to that, equals, now we put opposite on top, adjacent on bottom, so it's going to be x over 10. The way we solve this is, first let's figure out what tangent of 27 is. That's about 0.509. And how do we solve for x? Well, we're going to multiply by 10 on both sides. So 10 times 0.509 is going to be about 5.09. Let's take a peek at the next one. Compared to 39, again, we have to label our known side and our unknown side. Our unknown side is the adjacent, because it's the neighbor. Our known side is 7, which is the hypotenuse. We know that cosine uses adjacent and hypotenuse. Cosine of 39 equals adjacent on top, hypotenuse on bottom. Let's figure out what cosine of 39 is. If I plug that in the calculator, I get about 0.777 equals x over 7. To solve for x, again, I'm going to multiply by 7 on both sides. 0.777 times 7 gives us about 5.44, or 5.439, either way. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, compared to 46, our 8 is our opposite. Our x is our hypotenuse. When we have opposite and hypotenuse, we're looking at sine. Sine of 46, because we use our angle. We put our opposite on top, which is 8. Our hypotenuse goes on bottom, which is x. Here we're going to have to solve this a little bit differently. Sine of 46 in the calculator is about 0.719. Now we have to solve this a little bit differently here. Let's fix this paper. The way we're going to do this actually is we're going to multiply by x. I know it seems a little backwards. So we're going to end up with 0.719x on the side. The x's on the right cancel out, leaving us with 8. Now to get rid of that 0.719 and keep the x, we're going to divide, since this is a multiplication problem. 8 divided by 0.719 will get us x. It's approximately 11.13, 11.126. And that does make sense because 11 should be longer than 8 because 11 is the hypotenuse. Let's take a peek at number 7. Compared to 72, our x is our opposite. Our 20 is our adjacent, because it can't be the hypotenuse, this is the hypotenuse. Well, we have to ask ourselves which one uses opposite and adjacent. That would be tangent. Tangent of 72 equals, we have opposite on top and adjacent on the bottom. Again, we need to type in tangent of 72 to see what that equals. That's about 3.077. Okay, to get solve for x, we have to multiply by 20 on either side. These 20s cancel out, so we're going to do 3.077 times 20, approximately 61.54. Let's see if that makes sense. Well, you can't judge by the picture, but 61 certainly does look longer than 20, like our picture shows. Take a peek and skip around here to number 6. Number 6, we're looking at the sides compared to 46. Well, compared to 46, our 7 is our opposite, and our x is our adjacent. All right. Which one uses opposite and adjacent? Again, that's tangent. Tangent of 46 equals our opposite, which is 7, our adjacent, which is x. Let's type in tangent of 46 to see what that is. That's approximately, let's say 1.03, even though it really rounds to 1.04, equals 7 over x. This is the one where we have to do a little extra work on. We have to actually multiply by x first. These x's cancel out. We have 1.03x equals 7. To solve for x, we're going to divide by 1.03. So 7 divided by 1.03 is approximately 6.8. Now let's recap what we have to do in order to solve these problems. Solve for missing side. I'm going to say number 1, what we have to do is label our sides. Again, this is with respect to our known angle. So you're using your known angle to compare to figure out your opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent. Once you've labeled your sides, you can then choose a trig function. Again, you can't just choose any trig function. You have to use the trig function that matches the two sides that you're given. Then you have to set up your problem, or I should say your equation. And keep in mind that your angle measure goes next to your trig function. What do I mean by that? Well, if we flip our paper back over, you'll notice that we put 27, which was our angle, next to our tangent. 39 went next to cosine. Over here, 46 went next to sine. And that's what I mean by saying your angle measure goes next to your trig function. And your final step is going to be to use algebra to solve. Good luck, and I hope this video was helpful.